Welcome to our Crypto News in 10, a daily podcast bringing you the latest news about crypto in under 10 minutes. It's Friday, April 3rd, and we've got a busy crypto news day, an on-chain supply shock from Wormhole, a rare macro moment with the US jobs report hitting while traditional markets are closed, fresh exchange delistings that could thin liquidity, a public company completing a full pivot into stablecoins, and prediction markets setting odds on both payrolls and where Bitcoin will sit by day's end. Let's dive in. First, the supply event everyone's watching, the Wormhole token unlock. Around 11:30 a.m. UTC today, trackers show roughly 1.28 billion W tokens scheduled to hit circulation, a single-day cliff that can amplify volatility and widen spreads as liquidity providers rebalance. Some calendars show slightly different tallies, but consensus points to a very large release relative to the current float. So watch borrow rates, funding, and order book depth across venues that list W. If you're risk managing this, think in buckets: immediate post-unlock digestion, any team, foundation, or market maker allocations entering, and whether liquidity migrates across chains after the event. That mix often determines whether an unlock is a nothing burger or a price air pocket. Multiple calendars, including CoinMarketCal and exchange listings, flag the 11:30 a.m. UTC timing, and Gates token calendar pegs the size near 1.28 billion W. Second, the macro hinge, today's US employment situation report. It drops at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and here's the twist. It's Good Friday, so stocks and the Treasury market are shut until Monday. Crypto trades 24/7, which means Bitcoin and the majors will be the first big liquid assets to absorb any surprise in non-farm payrolls, unemployment, and wages, for almost 3 full days before equity cash markets reopen. Traders are zeroed in on whether March payrolls rebound from February's weak print and on the path of average hourly earnings, because that steers rate cut odds into the late April FOMC. The Bureau of Labor Statistics calendar confirms the release time, and settlement desks have noted limited processing on the TradFi side. Expect knee-jerk moves in BTC dominance, options skew, and perpetuals funding and basis right after 8:30. Third, an exchange move to bookmark. Bitget is removing 6 spot pairs, including CRV BTC, at 10 o'clock a.m. UTC today as part of a periodic review. Delistings like these don't kill a token, but they do reshape where depth sits and can bump slippage for strategies that relied on that pair for routing. If you custody or lend those assets on that venue, check the related loan desk notes and collateral lists. Bitget pre-flagged some lending and collateral changes around the same window. For Curve specifically, the USDT pair remains more liquid across most venues, but the loss of a BTC cross can reduce arbitrage pathways in the near term. Before we continue, here's a message from our sponsors.
Need elite developers fast? Elite Coders connects you with rigorously vetted senior engineers in 24 to 48 hours. Staff augmentation, dedicated teams, or full project delivery, we've got you covered. Visit elitecoders.co to get started today.
All right, let's get back to it. Fourth, a very 2026 headline on the corporate front. NovaBay Pharmaceuticals is finishing its pivot into crypto. The company says its legal name is changing to Stablecoin Development Corporation, and its ticker flips from NBY to SDEV, with trading under SDEV expected to begin today. Management also disclosed holdings of roughly 2.06 billion Sky tokens tied to the Sky stablecoin ecosystem, plus initial staking rewards, and noted prior participation from Tether Investments in a January financing. It's a dramatic strategy shift, from iCare products to an on-chain holding model focused on stablecoin infrastructure, and one worth watching for both treasury management precedent and the accounting treatment of digital assets on a US listing. And fifth, prediction markets are in the spotlight. With the jobs report out today and TradFi closed, on-chain and crypto-native venues become a real-time barometer. Polymarket has an active contract that settles on the March non-farm payrolls number, resolved to Bureau of Labor Statistics data, and traders have also spun up Bitcoin above or below on April 3rd dailies that frame intraday risk. Beyond the entertainment value, these markets can reveal where fast money is leaning on tails ahead of major data. Think skew toward a weaker payrolls print that boosts rate cut odds, or a hotter wage figure that keeps real yields elevated and pressures risk. If you use these signals, watch how odds adjust right after 8:30 a.m. and whether the implied paths line up with BTC basis, funding, and options skew through the US afternoon. Quick recap: a big wormhole unlock tests liquidity and price discovery. The US jobs report lands at 8:30 a.m. Eastern while Wall Street is closed, making crypto the first mover on the macro print. Bitget trims 6 spot pairs at 10 o'clock a.m. UTC. NovaBay's SDV pivot and Skytrove create one of the more unusual public company crypto exposures, and prediction markets are handicapping both payrolls and where Bitcoin lands today. Keep risk tight and enjoy the 3-day head start that only crypto gives you on a day-to-day. Thanks for listening and see you tomorrow.